Sup everyone, Darkscreen217 here. With me is a special guest, Windsor321.
Yo.
Hey, he's my new sidekick now. And we're gonna take a look at the spring catalog of 2013 anime, just like I usually do with almost every season. It's been on again, off again, but let's see if I can keep it dedicated for this year. It's the same as always. I'll post a link in the description where we got the source from. You can follow along with us and read with us. And we just take a look at each show, give out our quick pre-impressions, and even though I like to go look at these catalogs blind, I actually did take a peek at what's ahead of the Spring 2013 catalog, and it's better than Winter. To be honest, the shows I am watching right now on Winter are Psychopaths and Puchimas, only because Funimation uploads it on their channel like every morning, so that was something for me to that was some time killer for 2.5 minutes. So, and you're watching Magi.
Yeah, Magi and Robotics Notes.
All right. So, let's get started with the look at this catalog. Windsor, since this is your first time, I'm gonna let you go with the first show on the list. Go right ahead.
Alrighty. Onota Josino Anime Time. A program to present stories for women. Its first installment deals with a woman returning to America, to her hometown for the first time in 5 years with her 4-year-old son, and pondering what could have been and the man she could have been with. Yay, drama.
Well, yeah, first off, wow, that's pretty depressing.
I'm not sure what that has to do with Anime Time.
I don't know. It must. If I knew what the words Atona Josino mean, I would probably be able to translate, but I don't. So she's apparently living in Japan, went to America, came back to Japan from America. Seems to be a really emotional. It could be a very emotional story. I don't know. This one doesn't look like my cup of tea. So, your thoughts?
It seems like a very standard J-drama
Yeah.
sort of story.
Alright, so yeah, those are our thoughts right there. Now for the second show, my turn. Data Live, or Data Live, or Date A Live. Okay, interesting. Okay, here we go. In this story, a boy named Sido, which pronounced Shido, Itsuka meets a spirit girl who has been rejected by a devastated world. The girl, who Shido names Toka, happens to have wiped out much of humanity 30 years ago, and now she is back. The only way to stop her is to date her. Wait a minute. That might have been the show Multifire was looking at last night or something.
So, Demon Chick, who wiped out most of the planet's population, comes back, and the only way to appease her is to essentially be her bottom.
I don't know, dude. This doesn't look like my cup of tea. I mean, this demon chick could be a tsundere, and I've actually have expressed to someone before that I do not like that archetype for a number of reasons.
The only time it's any funny is if she's super sadistic. To the point where it's almost parodying.
Maybe. But even then.
Oh.
So yeah, give it past there. Don't worry, there is shit that's gonna come up that we're gonna look forward to see. You're just gonna have to have some patience. Also, Jordan, I know you're not much of a emotional guy, but in order for you to, be a good sidekick, you gotta put some enthusiasm to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me do this then. Okay. RDG Red Data Girl. The story revolves around Izumoto Shuzuhara, a girl raised within the confines of Tamasutra Shrine, one of the Kamano shrines that are part of the World Heritage Site. However, after Izumoto spent practically her entire life at Kumano until middle school, it was decided that she and her childhood friend Mizuki would enroll in Hojo High School in Tokyo. On a school trip to Tokyo, a mysterious entity known as Hanagami appears, and a terrible incident occurs. Uzumoto's family carries a great secret that Izumiko is about to learn.
You know what the difference between you and Multifire is?
What?
Multifire takes his time with pronouncing Japanese words on text. You mess them up entirely.
Yes, it took me a while till the third time I said it that I was missing the I.
No, and you called the Tamakura shrine the Tamashura or Kamasutra shrine or whatever.
I was about to call it the Tamagotchi Shrine.
Oh man, those things, man. Nobody in our demographics gonna know what a Tamagotchi is.
I don't know. Apparently, there's one for iPhones now.
Oh damn. I don't know. There was nothing about what you just said pulled me in. So.
That's because it's all secretive.
Yeah.
That's the problem with like some standard synopses is they're so secretive about things and you can't really read anything from what it is.
So yeah, the next show I actually want to skip for several obvious reasons. Is this just another HD re-release of a Gundam Seed show?
Pretty much.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna cheat here and just X that out because I never liked Gundam Seed, or its sequel, which I heard was worse. So I'm scratching that out, and we're gonna just go for the next row. And somebody fucked up on the text because they actually they actually spelled it wrong, but it's Girls in Panzer, which translates to Girls in Tanks. Episode 11 of the Girls in Panzer TV series. In this world, Senshido, the art of tank combat, is a traditional Japanese martial art for girls. Miho, a girl who just transferred into the Orai Girls Academy in Ibaraki Prefecture, has been ordered by the Academy Student Council chairperson to join the school team and compete in the National Senshido Championships.
You know, it's one thing I don't really get about this though.
What?
That it's put here even though it's only one episode,
Yeah.
and it's not considered an OVA.
Yeah, because I know Girls in Panzer has been broadcasting for several months. Heard about the show, never really cared much about it, but after reading the synopsis, that's actually a pretty creative idea for a show. Having tanks be part of a competitive sport, I've hardly seen that.
Because who needs pantsu when you have panzers?
So, you know what? Maybe I will watch episode 11, but I need to watch episodes 1 through 10 first, so. Alright. You're next.
Okie dokie. Carnival. Weird way to spell it, but I'm pretty sure that's how it's pronounced. Nye searches for someone important to him, only with an abandoned bracelet as a clue. Gariki steals and pickpockets to get by from day to day. The two meet in a strange mansion where they are set up and soon become wanted criminals by military security operatives. When Nye and Gariki find themselves desperate in a hopeless predicament, they encounter none other than the country's most powerful defense organization, Circus. Really?
Fear us!
The Circus is a defense organization that works for the government. They perform raids to capture criminals and solve crimes that the security force otherwise cannot handle. After their raids, they put on shows as an apology for scaring the citizens. Their group consists of the strongest, most capable fighters that use a special type of bracelet known as Circus ID to fight.
When you picture that all in your head, do you see elephants and clowns?
No. I consider their police vehicle a tiny clown car that they all jump out of.
Even though I doubt it's anything like that, because I'm looking at the image right here, and it looks pretty bright and colorful like a circus is. I don't see any clowns, so...
Yet.
Yeah. Though...
They must save those for the special raids.
I'm seeing a rabbit in the far background, and for some reason it's reminding me of Zero the Third.
Yeah, I can see that
From
too.
Virtue's Last Reward. It's a great game, and you people need to play it. Alright, I don't know. The show doesn't look like it pulled me in. It may not be that bad. God, honestly, I kind of wish it was a comedy, but I'm pretty sure it's going to take itself seriously at some point.
We'll just have to see. I'm going to give it the 3-episode run.
Alright. Next show, Danshi Tomu. The story centers around a 4th grade boy named Tomu who lives in an apartment complex with his mother and big sister. With his father away on a long-term work contract, Tomu gets in one misadventure after another with his friends, and that was so vague that I do not give a shit.
I don't know. I just saw the word sister and complex too close to each other. I just assumed.
Don't worry, we're gonna get on sister complexes soon later in this, but no man, it just sounds like it's a pretty basic premise that I keep hearing every other. I keep seeing that at least once in each of these lists too.
I'm sorry, but you cannot be a serious Shin-chan.
No, man, you can't do the happy ass dance. Alright, so yeah, definitely, I'm gonna see if I pass on this one. Your turn.
Okay. Pretty Rhythm Rainbow Live. Sequel to the Pretty Rhythm Dear My Future TV series. Naru Ayase is an 8th grader who can see the colors of music when she listens to it. For Naru, who is extremely good at decorating, becoming the owner of a shop like Deer Crown was her dream. One day, she finds out that the manager of a newly opened shop is recruiting middle school girls who can do prism dance and immediately applies. Naru begins to prism dance at the audition, and an aura she's never experienced spreads out in front of her. At that moment, a mysterious girl named Rini asked her if she can see rainbow music. That must be some good acid right there.
Thank you. I was thinking that, but I didn't know how to say it. But yeah, when I make music, I can see the colors. How can you perceive that in any other way other than LSD's a hell of a drug? It does look colorful from the cast that's shown on this little image right here, but again, I haven't even seen Pretty Rhythm Dear My Future, and I would be surprised if there's something before it, so definite pass. Yeah. Yeah, I am kind of rushing on this because I do want this one, want these catalogs to be a little shorter. Can't make guarantees, but it's a pain in the ass to upload videos that are over an hour long. That's why. Let's see, what's next? Boku wa Ousama. The story follows a king, my boy, who, I had to do that one more time, who loves eating eggs and playing around and despises studying. Despite his gluttonous, self-centered, boastful ways, he has endured himself to generations of children. Oh my god, I do not care.
It's like that one puppet from Mr. Rogers. Got it.
He kinda does, too, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's what the art style is. Looks like a fucking kid's show, so moving right along. Ooh, this one looks really retro.
Tetsujin 28 Go Go. Alternate retelling of Gigantor TV series.
Actually, that's Gigantor.
Gigantor. Yeah, okay, I see that. It is Gigantor. I'm being stupid there. The series of anime shorts, roughly 5 minutes in length. Yay, another 5 minutes. Will focus on protagonist Shotaro Kaneda's everyday life instead of focusing on battle scenes as previous Tetsujin 28 titles have done. Well,
color me interested, not.
Original series summary. Oh, so it's not even this series. In post-World War II Japan, Professor Shikizama has built up Shikizama Industries to be a technological powerhouse working on developing robots. However, at the heart of their success lurks a dark secret from the war, something that cost the life of Professor Kaneda, the mentor of Professor Shikishima. Now, Kaneda's son, Shotaro, is about to learn the truth and will change him forever.
Well, that sounds more interesting than the alternate retelling spin-off that they're doing, so I guess I can only recommend this to those who have seen Gigantor slash Tetsuya 28, but I haven't, so color me not interested.
Here we go with this one.
Alright, Dream 9 Toriko and One Piece and Dragon Ball Z Show Collaboration Special. The first crossover between Dragon Ball and Toriko. The cast of Toriko have already crossovered with One Piece before. Now, vague description, but I know from experience with these past shows, I know exactly what the hell they're talking about, and I have seen the One Piece and Toriko crossover before.
From what I've got the gist of it, it's wacky racist.
Wow. Okay.
Pretty much.
I thought Goku.
The entire concept is them racing for food.
Man, I want this to be Goku and Toriko teaming up to beat a big monster so they can eat for...
That's going to be the second one.
Okay, because that's what I want to see. And yes, I am going to give this a chance, and I really hope Funimation licenses that special and releases it, because if they do release it on a separate DVD or something, I will buy that.
Okay, let's see here. Train Heroes.
Oh my god, this looks like a baby's version of Transformers.
The story of Train Heroes deals with a rescue team that handles disasters on high-speed train crossings the world. Yeah, trains crisscrossing the world. The team undergoes transformation sequences to respond in times of crisis.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Let's move on to something interesting.
Yeah. Ooh. You know what? Since I did skip out on talking about Gundam Seed, and you seem to be like you're more familiar with this, I'm gonna let you have this one.
Okie dokie. Devil Survivor 2: The Animation. The setting of Devil Survivor 2 spans the whole country of Japan. Tells the story of Japanese high school students who receive an email from a website foretelling deaths. Mysterious creatures invade the country, and the students enter a pact, enabling them to summon demons. The plot may unfold differently depending on the player's actions.
Well, yeah, if you play the game.
Yeah, which I've never played the second game. I've only done the first one, so I do not know the story of 2, but the story of 1 is pretty good, so... yeah, I'm expecting high things about this, especially since it's a Shin Megami Tensei brand.
Yes, that's something that the reason Japan never acknowledges that they never put the Shin Megami Tensei overtitle like we do in most of the games when they get localized. But yeah, Devil Survivor is part of the Shin Megami Tensei meta franchise. And that's why I'm probably going to give this one a chance, because I never played Devil Survivors 1 or 2, nor will I have the ability to, because I believe those are DS exclusives.
Mm-hmm.
And I only own a PS Vita, so... And since Persona 4 the animation did a fantastic job adapting it, I'm pretty sure the the anime adaptation will do just as fine. So that's something that's going to be on my that's something I'm definitely watching. Alright, now my turn. Ginga Kikotai Majestic Prince. The story follows humanity after it expanded its frontier into space in a quest for resources. Advances in genetic engineering research allow humans to adapt to the new frontier, leading to the advent of evolved children such as the protagonist Izuru. Izuru enrolls in an academy called Gargantia to fulfill his mission of protecting humanity with robot Mecha. I'm not much of a Mecha fan, so...
Yeah, it's a giant robot. It really has to do a lot to be impressive and make itself stand out, so...
Yeah, that's the thing. The one thing I don't like about most Mecha shows, not all of them have them, and I know people, once I start mentioning my complaint, people are going to list off shows that do not have this, but I just don't like one. Most of them have just a heavy political backstory to them, in their universe and stuff. And really, I only care about the robots fighting parts, and maybe some characterization, but that's about it. And I know there's a bunch of anime that do what I've been asking for, like Gurren Lagann and Star Driver, and I do like those shows. So yeah, I'm aware of them. But this one doesn't have that, but the art style kind of looks like it looked Gundam Seed-ish, judging from one of the characters, but whatever. I don't know. This one doesn't pull me in. So
I just can't stop staring at the one at the bottom left's mouth. It's just like,
yeah, her mouth looks inappropriately opened. Your turn.
Okay. Yuyushiki. The story follows the school life of three girls in the Data Processing Club: Yuzuko, Yukari, and Yui.
Oh, data processing. Oh, I'm on the edge of my seat. Also, I got a prediction. They didn't say this, but how much you want to bet that this anime right here is only going to last 3 minutes an episode?
Probably. It would make a lot of sense, considering how short the synopsis is.
Yeah, not to mention, that's the pattern when I saw the winter catalog. I forget, I My Me, which has nothing to do with the other I My Me that existed a long time ago. The one about the girls in the manga writing club. Yeah, that's only 3 minutes per episode. Mangirl, which is about manga editors, only 3 minutes per episode, and that's getting on my nerves because I actually do want those episodes to be fully the full 20-minute length. But it seems like they're not even really trying all that much with that, and it's not like they're doing this for like animation purposes. The animation qualities on all those shows are average, so this one. So yeah, judging from that, that's the pattern. All right, now let's move on to something good, something I'm truly looking forward to. Ore no imoto ga kana ni kawaii wakane. Let me try that again. Ore no imoto ga kana ni kawaii wakane ganai. Sequel to the, I'm not going to repeat that, TV series. Living on the shadow of his I'm not.
You're just so excited you can't speak words properly.
Just so you know, if you ever screw up, if you're doing some recording for voice acting, if you screw up, pause 3 seconds, then go back to the last sentence you were on, and then start fresh from there. Living on the shadow of his prodigious younger sister, Kyosuke Kosaka conducts a normal lifestyle until he accidentally finds out that she hides a secret. In addition to being smart, pretty, and popular, Kirino Kosaka is also an obsessive consumer of anime and eroge. After being assured that Kyosuke is committed to not mock her and keep this concealed from their parents, she starts to share a bit of her world with them. So I actually have seen the entire first season, as well as the extra continuation of those last 3 episodes and the true and the good ending routes. They actually had 2 different endings for the season, and I actually really liked it. It's not the reason why when you see what the translation of the title is, it is kind of effed up, but it's nothing like that, thank God. Now, I do have some criticisms with the show itself, like the character Kirino is kind of an ungrateful biatch. This dude took a lot of shit for her too, even getting a punch from their dad.
He got punched a lot because of her, actually.
Yeah.
That was just like the first one, and like at least 3 more times happened because of.
But from what I've heard about the second season, and this is adopted from a series of light novels too, that the second season may focus more on one of the supporting characters that people really like, Goko Rovi, also known as Gurren Neko.
Yes, the one that's at the bottom right.
Yes, she is the goth lolly chick who's actually kind of I don't want to say parody or homage, but there's another word for it. But she's your pretentious anime fan, so to speak. But I actually like her. you know, she was entertaining, and it was interesting to see her play off of Kirino and have their different tastes of anime, and they get a little hostile over it. See, I don't mind those little flame wars in works of fiction because it's fiction. When it's reality, it's like, Jesus Christ. But but yeah, I actually do like that character more. And there was a image that was all over my friends on Facebook. She has this pose that looks just like Smug Wonka's. You can see where this is going.
Yeah.
And the top text says, "Oh, so you're an otaku," and the bottom text says, "I want you to name 10 of your favorite anime that isn't Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach." Yeah, but I'm definitely gonna watch the second season. I'm not gonna communicate with anyone who watches it with me because those people are pretty critical and like to shit on things. You can tell. But I may discuss it with Jordan. That's the closest thing I'll get. No one else I know who I'm friends with, except for one guy, but he's like 2.5 hours away, and I have to get that SOB to get a Skype account. But yeah, get the show watch. I don't know how many times I can say it. I'm watching it. Are you watching it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
most
we're watching
definitely.
it. Yeah, yeah. The first season's on Anime News Network and subtitled on Hulu. There is no dub of it, even though it got licensed by Aniplex here. So I would just say give it a watch on Hulu for the first
Hmm.
season. All right, moving right along.
Okay, this is something I was interested in when I first glanced at this list. Shingeki no Kyojin. Eren Jaeger lives in a city surrounded by monolithic walls. Outside dwell human murdering titans.
Ouch.
For decades, members of the Scouting Legion have been the only humans who dare to leave the safety of the walls and gather information on the titans. Every time they return, many of them are dead. Freedom-loving Eren has no greater wish than to join them. Hello, Shadow of the Colossus.
Actually, now I see the Titan in that picture. I didn't see him before. Wow, he looks scary. And yeah, that does remind me of Shadow Colossus somewhat.
So I have high hopes for this as being a one that's like no, well, it has a manga that I have yet to see, so at least it has something to build on.
Yeah.
And yeah, giant fighting, what's better than that?
Yeah, those are always exciting, I think. Anyway, moving right along, Kakumeki Valvrave. Oh,
More robots, yay.
I think my monitor was messing with me because that last V looked like a W on my some smudge there. Kakumeki Valvrave. The story is set in an era when 70% of the human race lives in space due to the development of major space cities. Between two major powers, the Dorisha Military Pact Federation and the Atlantic Ring United States, also known as ARUS, there is a small neutral nation called Jiro that has prospered economically. The protagonist, Haruto Tokishima, a high school student who lives in Jiro, encounters the mysterious humanoid weapon Valvrave when the Dorisha army invades. It doesn't seem like my cup of tea.
Yeah, like I said, right now it just seems like two generic robot fighting.
With I have hints of a political backstory of some sort.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
it'll have to prove itself. I'm probably not going to watch it right away and just see other people's opinions first.
I think your
Yeah.
turn.
Okay. Hayate no Gotoku. Can't take my eyes off you. Fourth season of Hayate no Gotoku. Abandoned by his parents and giving a monumentally large debt as a Christmas present. Happy holidays. 16-year-old Asaki Hayate is at the lowest point in his life. Desperately trying to go after his hapless fate, he decides to kidnap someone to hold for a ransom. Due to an ill choice of words, the girl he tries to kidnap misunderstands the action as a confession of love. His plans is totally crushed when he gives his real name out. Realizing his wrongdoing, Hayate proceeds to rescue the girl from the Yakuza, who had instead kidnapped her. The girl, as a token of thanks, offers Hayate a job as her butler.
That sounds like the description for the first season.
Probably is. I think that's what they do.
Yeah.
They don't give any accurate descriptions.
Of the continuing seasons, but I haven't even seen the first season, and I really do not care about it. I believe it's translated, I think I've seen some of the manga, it's translated to Hayate the Combat Butler, so...
If there's fighting, it might be interesting.
I don't know.
We'll see.
I'd be surprised. The artwork here doesn't make it look like it's a fighting anime. It looks more like a moe blob shoujo stuff. Alright, next one. Oh, this is interesting. My Little Pony Tomodachi wa Maho. The Japanese dub of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic TV series. Okay.
Congrats, Japan. You finally got it.
It's probably... I have a prediction, but it's probably going to have the opposite reaction as to what it had here.
I don't know. A lot of Japanese people saw the first episode in English. A lot of the comments on that were pretty funny.
Interesting.
Like, is this America's version of Moe?
The answer is... yeah!
Yeah.
It has the same pros and cons, including the fandoms.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely not going to watch it in Japanese unless, of course, they do some funny translations. But yeah, I may watch the first 2 episodes just to get an idea of how they did it. But
I'll just watch it to see the comments on what they are doing now that they can actually understand what they're saying. Then again, they probably watched the entire thing in English.
Yeah, I haven't even finished watching season 2, and I only saw like 3 episodes of the 3rd season. So, and finally, the fan base is at war with itself because of Alicorn Twilight. Just
Fandoms.
Just like every fandom nowadays, instead of, shaking hands and allying against other fandoms, there is no Star Wars versus Star Trek, no DC versus Marvel. It's now Marvel versus Marvel, DC versus DC, even Naruto versus Naruto, so, yeah, everyone's at war with themselves. Nobody can get along. It's just like Democrats and Republicans.
There is no happiness on the internet.
There is no getting along. There is no sense of direction.
Okay.
Your turn.
Okay, let's see here. I almost read that wrong, which is what took me a second.
Oh, okay.
Robocar Poli. Japanese dub of the Robocar Poli TV series.
No.
I have no idea what that is, but I originally read it as Roly Poly. It's like, because I'm like, all I'm seeing is squares and shapes.
I'm giving it a pass because it looks like a kid's show.
And it seems like it's from a different country altogether.
Yeah, I know.
It's probably like European or something.
Alright, next show. Suisei no Gargantia. In the distant future, the Human Galactic Alliance has been constantly fighting for its survival against beings called the Hidasiu. During an intense battle, the young Lieutenant Rito and his humanoid mobile weapon chamber are swallowed up into a distortion of time and space. Waking up from his artificially induced hibernation, Rito realizes that he has arrived on Earth, the planet of the Lost Frontier. On this planet that was completely flooded by the seas, people live in fleets of giant ships, salvaging relics from the sea's depths in order to survive. Rito arrives on one of the fleets called Gargantia. With no knowledge of the planet's history or culture, he is forced to live alongside Amy, a 15-year-old girl who serves as a messenger to aboard the Gargantia fleet. So Rito, who has lived a life to where he knows nothing but fighting these days of peace, continues to surprise him. And I'm bored.
All I see is a wall of text.
That's why I read it so fast.
Like I said, this is gonna be one of those shows that I'll watch on hearsay.
Alright. Your turn.
Okay. Hataraku Maou-sama. In another dimension, the Devil King Sado is only one step away from conquering the world when he is beaten by hero Amelia and forced to drift to the other world, modern-day Tokyo. As conquering the world are the only skills the Devil King possesses, and are obviously unnecessary in his new situation. He must work as a freighter to pay for his living expenses.
Wah, wah.
You know what is one thing I don't get about that saying? Okay. Since his only skills are conquering the world, doesn't that have like a subsection of skills that could be useful in everyday life?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, that premise kind of sounds dumb.
Like, I can only conquer the world. Well, how do you conquer the world? Do you conquer the world by force? If so, you have the ability to lift things.
Do you conquer the world through manipulations and politics? If so, you can. If so, you can basically, you can still you can still do it. Nope, I'm just gonna work. I'm just gonna work. God damn it. You got a
Well,
master's degree of world domination and you're not using it.
I knew going to college for this was wasteful.
Dictator college. Alright. Next show, Hyaka Ryoran Samurai Bride, sequel to the Hyaka Ryoran Samurai Girls TV series. The story takes place in Japan in the early 21st century, in an alternate reality where Tokugawa shogunate has remained in power. In this reality, student councils are tasked with oppressing schools. Yagu Miniakira is a high school student who rebels against his student council with the help of girls who have the names of famous samurai heroes passed on to them. I have actually saw the first 2 episodes of Hyaka Ryoran Samurai Girls, and when I came back to YouTube and did an anime impressions vlog with Multifire back in December 2000, 2010, 2011. No, it was definitely 2010. I talked about this anime on how much I did not like it, and I had a handful of thumbs downs from that.
The only thing I really know about this show is ink blot censoring.
Yes, that's one of the big reasons why it's such a fan servicey show too. So, I would say, hey, that's what the ink blot censoring is what ruined the fucking action sequences for me. I would have been like, I could give it a second chance, but I didn't feel like it. And most of it was also bogged down with political backstory. Especially in the second episode, I was like, fuck this.
Okay. Uta no Prince-sama, Maji Love 2000%. That's a lot of percent. Sequel to Uta no Prince-sama, Majoy Love 1000%. Okay. Nami Haruka wants to be a songwriter, so she attends an idol training school filled with beautiful Baishonen, of course. The school pairs each aspiring songwriter with an aspiring idol, but Haruka finds herself paired with 6 Baishonen idols. To make things more difficult, Nanami is also not allowed to date any of her beautiful partners. At least it's an excuse for not doing a harem.
But
Like,
it still
congratulations.
is.
You have one. You're just, like, legally obligated to not,
Yeah. That's actually a pretty good excuse. I did not see the first Utano Prince, so do not care at the moment. Anything you want to say?
It's shoujo, but it doesn't sound like it's my kind of shoujo.
Yeah, okay. Next show, Namiyu Chigawa no Moromi-san. The comedy story centers around Moromi-san, a mermaid who happens to speak with a Hakata accent. She is suddenly caught by Taruko Kojima, a boy in his high school's fishing club. I have another prediction. It might be 3 minutes long too.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I don't know. Doesn't look like it didn't pull me in yet. So no.
Okay. Oh boy, this title. Hentai Oji no Warawana Neko. The story centers around second-year high school boy named Yuto Yododera. Giotto is always thinking about his carnal desires, but no one acknowledges him as a perv. He learns about a cat statue that supposedly grants wishes. The boy goes to pray that he will be able to express his lustful thoughts whenever and wherever he wants. At the statue, Giotto encounters Tsukiko Tsukankushi.
You don't know how to say that.
Yeah,
I think it's Susukakushi.
Yeah, a girl from his high school with her own wish that she would not display her real intentions so readily.
Why would you want to be an extroverted pervert?
No one understands my true feelings.
Then I just want to squeeze her breasts all day. That just sounds... no. The art style looks pretty... And I do not care about this woman's real intentions.
Yeah, it seems so, like, I can't even tell if this is going to be fan servicey at this point, because even that art style doesn't vote it. And then again, that looks like cover art, so...
Yeah. Alright,
we'll see.
Next show, Yande Mesuyo Azazel-san 2, sequel to that show. Akitabe, a detective, summons devils to solve troubles of his clients. One day, a low-class devil, Azazel Atsushi, is summoned by Akitabe and is used harshly by him as his assistant, Riko Sakuma.
All I see is a penguin with the crown. I think that's a penguin. I can't really tell.
I don't know. It's the most albino-looking penguin I ever saw, if that is one, but I'm pretty sure it's a duck or something.
It's probably another three anime.
Yeah. Pass. I don't want to say anymore. We're almost done. We gotta wrap this up.
Okay, here we go. Taru. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to call it by what the English translation is. A certain scientific railgun S. Sequel to a certain scientific railgun. Academy City is a highly developed place in terms of technology, and the focus of studies here is directed towards Esper powers. Misaka Mikoto, one of the top-level Espers in town, shares a room with Kuroko Shihara, another high school Esper who's a member of Judgment, a law enforcement agency composed of students.
I only saw the first episode of Railgun. I need to continue watching it.
It is good. I highly suggest it, and I've watched all of Index and Railgun, so...
So that's a watch for you?
Yes, definitely.
Alright, next one. Hayore Niharaku-san W, sequel to what I just said. The story centers around Niharaku, a formless Cthulhu deity who can take on the shape of a seemingly ordinary silver-haired girl. Because ordinary girls with silver hair exist. Mahiro Yasuka is a normal high school boy, that's boring, who is chased by aliens one night until Niharaku saves him. Did not see the first episode.
I was told by one of my friends to watch this series, and I've seen a clip. One of her forms, when he saves them, pretty much turns herself into a giant suit of armor. So it seems like... See, the original time I saw this was back when I thought it was a Flash. And it was.
Yeah, they had a Flash version before the one you were talking about, yeah.
But the actual show itself is nothing like the Flash. So
the Flash is shit garbage, dude.
Yeah. I'll check it out. I still need to see the original, though.
Yeah, I still need to see more of the original. I don't know. I've yet to be pulled into it, so... Yeah. Your turn.
Okay. Uchu Seikan Yamato 2199. In the year that is up there, the human race has been crushed in their war with Gamilos, driven into underground cities by the invaders' assault. Scientists estimate that they only have a year left. The young officer Shushumu Kodia and Daisuke Shima receive a mysterious capsule from a ship that made an emergency landing on Mars and return with it to Earth. It contains humanity's last hope, the planet Iskandar on the other side of the Magellan Galaxy.
It's
Magellan. Oh, I get it now. Has the technology to defeat the Gamilos and restore the planet. The space battleship Yamato, hey, is entrusted with this task, but they have only 1 year before humanity ends.
Yeah, we're gonna go fuck up someone else's shit to save ourselves. It's a little more unique. At least they're not defending Earth as they speak during the fights, which is what most most sci-fi games have been reduced to. And I have a feeling the next Star Trek movie is going to be like that too. And to be honest, I'm sick and tired of seeing shows where space marines defend Earth all the time. I'd rather them go on more space adventures. So this one seems a little more promising.
Yeah, and you want to just skip the next one? It's a rerun.
Yeah. Katana Gatari. It's a rerun of that series I just said. The story takes place in the Edo era. Yasui Shichika, the seventh head of the Kyoto School of Japanese Sword Martial Arts, lives in Fusho Island with his sister Nanami. With the order from a female samurai, General Togami, he sets out for a trip to collect all the 12 treasured swords created by a legendary swordsman, Shikizaki Kiki?
Yeah, I think that's
The
right.
font looks a little fucked up there. I'm glad they're rerunning it. I thought it was the second season because I need to watch it.
Yeah, like what people say, that show is like really beautiful art style.
Yeah.
It's like worthy of watching, and I haven't got around to watching it either.
I saw like I said, saw the first episode was pretty good. Most of it is bogged down with a lot of exposition, but I heard it picks up after all that. So yeah, I need to actually watch it again. And the art style is pretty unique.
It makes you really think, though, how rare are reruns in Japan? Like, if it's not Gundam related, because they apparently rerun all the time.
I have no idea. We run our shit almost all the time anyways.
Yeah.
Alright, your turn.
Okay. Yahari ore no shi shun love come wa machi gate iru. So that's a lot of words. The story revolves around an antisocial high school student named Hachiman. Higigaya.
Okay, now you're starting to turn into multi-fire.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I had to make sure I was reading that one correct. With distorted view on life and no friends or girlfriend. When he sees his classmates talking excitedly about living their adolescent lives, he mutters, "They're a bunch of liars." When he is asked about his future dreams, he responds, "Not working." The teacher gets Hachiman to join the volunteer service club, which happens to have the school's prettiest girl, Yuki no Shita.
Wow, that's like naming a guy James Jameson right there. Yukino Shita. So anyway, this is the premise of every bland anime. Well, like, I hate using that word, but it is the premise of every freaking anime that does not pull me in. Blah 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 was an ordinary high school student of some sort until one day, blah blah blah, whether it be some sort of alien or a pretty girl, then his life is going to change forever.
Like, we made the character like this because we could figure he's relatable.
You're an idiot, writers!
Because that's what people want to see. They want to see realism. They want to see characters that they can relate to by themselves being antisocial and hating the future.
Oh yeah, because that puts up a huge level of optimism right there. Alright, next show. Photokano by Madhouse. The story is about an ordinary second-year high school student. See what I mean? Named Kazuya Maeda, who gets a single-lens reflex camera at the end of summer vacation. He begins taking pictures of the girls at school, and the photos may lead to romance.
I don't know. It's based off of a PSP game, so this might not be a 3-minute anime.
Okay, true. But then again, the last person who thought about taking the photo of a girl he liked ended up getting stabbed to death. Oh, this isn't. This didn't really happen. This was the ending to School Days. Okay, that's what I'm telling you guys. School Days.
If I take a picture of her on my phone, we'll love each other forever, and nothing could go possibly wrong except the fact that I have a horrible personality.
Yeah, I'm a horrible person. I will cheat on you. I don't know. It doesn't look like I'm not. No. Again, blah blah
Eh,
blah. High school student until one day, blah blah blah. In this case, a fucking camera. Blah blah blah. And
I don't know, the concept that it was a PSP game made me think, like, what if there was, like, some augmented reality thing where you took pictures of people and it animated them?
is there a built-in camera on the PSP?
No, it's like an add-on, I believe.
Oh, because there's a built-in camera for the PS Vita. I could see that working in that fashion.
But, yeah, PSP.
PSP, I got a family to feed. All right, next show. We got to wrap this up. We got this line and another line.
Oku no Hana, the corrupt, pure love story, revolves around Taiko Katsuga, a bookish boy who loves the poems of Charles Baud- Baudelaire,
Baudelaire?
Baudelaire, the original author of the poetry collection Les Fleurs de Mal, or Flowers of Evil.
Yeah, it's
One
pronounced
day,
Fleur de Mal. I know because I used to live in a place where our symbol is the Fleur de Lis.
well, I failed French, so there's.
I,
One day after school, he discovers and steals the gym clothes of Nanako Shika, the girl he has a crush on. However, he learns that Sawa Nakamura, the girl he loathes, happens to catch him in the act. Nakamura blackmails Kaisuga to a contract, or else she will reveal his secret. So he made a contract, and now he has to be
a
a magical.
legally binding contract. Oh god. No, I don't know if it is a legally binding contract. Maybe she's an evil spirit bitch. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what that weird symbol flower thing's supposed to be.
I have no idea, but so far I do not care.
It doesn't even have a date yet, so.
No. Alright, next show, Mushugi Bugyu. The action story is set in Edo-era Tokyo in the early 1700s. Wow, this is like, what, the 20th Edo-era anime I've seen in the past 3 years? The 8th Shogun Tokugawa Yoshimune ordered boxes to be installed so commoners can submit their thoughts. After hearing their voices, the Shogun creates a new magistrate unit, the Mushibugyu, to protect people in the heart of the city. Each member is a specialist with unique fighting skills.
So let me get this straight. There's just a box you put paper in, and then a team of ninjas or samurai are set out to do whatever's written in the paper.
That sounds like it. This one has to be word of mouth for me.
Yeah, same. Aira. The story centers around Amaya Iwasawa and Uhiara. Three annoying, spirited high school girls with zero motivation. And their classmates. Their daily life is what happens when there is nothing happening.
Fuck! That
Hey,
is...
Ferb. Hey, Ferb, what are we going to do today?
Flurb.
I said, hey, Ferb, what are we going to do today?
Let me just say, first off, how can you be spirited and have zero motivation?
It's like I have all this energy and absolutely no outlet for it.
Yeah, we dominate, but not tonight. Why not? I don't know. I don't know. This could be a 3-minute anime or boring ass 20-minute anime. Are you really serious? Daily life is what happens when there is nothing happening. Yeah, we had something like that already. It was called Lucky Star.
Yeah, at least that pandered.
Yeah, this one, I don't know. Fuck that show, seriously. Okay, next one. Dansei Bunri no Crime Edge. The story revolves around Kirihimura, a boy who loves to cut girls' hair.
Okay.
Okay. I, I'll tell you what that reminds me of after the synopsis. He happens to meet Iwai Mushano Koji, a girl with long, beautiful hair who is known as the Queen of Hair. Her hair has been cursed to be forever uncuttable, but Kiri happens to have Dansai Burino Crime Edge, okay, scissors that have the mystical ability to cut her cursed hair. Kiri finds himself protecting Iwai from descendants of murderers wielding killing goods. The guy who's obsessed with cutting girls' hair kind of reminds me of that one episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog.
That's exactly what I was
My
thinking.
name is Fred. The voices you are hearing are inside my head. I have come to visit my dear Aunt Muriel. But little does she know, I've been very naughty. I wish he made more appearances. I just fucking love it when he says naughty. But yeah, this is a really bizarre anime, and it might appeal to you if you one day have dreams to be a barber, I guess.
It's like magical scissors that just, it's like, here, you have long, uncuttable hair, I have the magic plot device.
When I heard the word Crime Edge, I was expecting something of a detective drama, to be honest with you.
If he has to use the scissors to kill people, then that would make sense.
You might have to kill those descendants of murderers.
At least we know this won't follow the plot of Hair like Boba.
Yeah, at least it's not that. Okay, I don't know. That one has to be word of mouth for sure.
Yeah. Arata Kangatari. In a mystical world where humans and gods coexist, Arata has the unfortunate honor of being the successor to the matriarchal Heim clan.
Hime, I think.
Hime clan. This means he has to pretend to be a girl. Or face death if his true gender is discovered.
Wow, that sounds like Bridget's backstory from Guilty Gear X2.
On the day of his inauguration, an assassin plot forces him to flee, and he somehow winds up in modern-day Japan.
Second anime that we've read on this list to have that.
Meanwhile, a boy named Arata Hinohara gets sucked into the first Atra's world and finds himself dealing with people after his life.
What?
I'm guessing it's like one guy is sent from one world and he is sent to the other. So essentially they like traded places. I think.
Yeah, that kind of lost me. That lost me at the very last sentence.
So
sure.
I'm guessing the thing that is supposed to be a boy is that chick with purple hair.
I think so.
A chick. At least it tells you it's a trap at the start of the end.
Yeah, it's a chirp. But Bridget did have a very similar backstory. Not exactly, but he did in Guilty Gear X2. Like, apparently he was part of he was born with he was born as a pair with a pair of twins. He was born. He had a twin brother, and apparently they lived in a village with some bizarre superstition that if you were born with identical twins of the same gender, shit goes down. So he got adopted by nuns to be raised as a chick. But I don't know. I don't know. Probably not. And finally, Kara the Animation. Based on the 5-member South Korean girl pop group Kara. The tentatively titled Kara the Animation television series will consist of 5 episodes, and each episode will focus on one of the band's members. The fictional stories will feature each members in a different career. Giri as a police officer, Sung Yeon as an astronaut, Nicole as a passenger boat captain, Hara as a security police for the Monaco royal family, and Jung as a sexy and spirited firefighter. And I do not care because I've never heard of this band in the first place.
I have.
You have.
A bunch of my friends are big K-pop fans.
Okay.
So when I tell them about this, they're going to freak out.
Okay. Okay. Maybe if I get a chance, I'll listen to their music. Maybe it may actually be good. I usually skip over the OVAs and TV specials on this list.
A quick browse through, I see that there's another Girl Zoom Panzer. Because, we can't put two things in the same slot, even if it's one episode. And there's more Puchimas.
Yeah,
So,
more Poochie Mats. But let's see. I do the same thing with the movies too because they don't have plot synopsis. So I'm just gonna look at the ones that I'm going to talk a little bit about.
okay, I see about, I guess, four or five here that are notable. Like,
Dragon Ball Z Kami Takami.
yeah.
Apparently, Dragon Ball Z fans, I've seen most of them are getting hyped for this. As for me, I'm barely caring because I heard it has something to do with the fact that Toriyama's is having complete control for this project. I think, but that's what I heard. But at the same time, it might just come off as another Dragon Ball Z action flick. That's it. Which is what most of the movies are. Which nothing wrong with that, but really, I don't see what's so special about this upcoming one, other than the fact that it's been like years since Dragon Ball GT. But at the same time, there were some specials that came out after that, like that one where Vegeta apparently had a half brother that was hiding somewhere, and that other one where Bardock got sent back in time to be a Super Saiyan. Oh, those were memorable moments.
Yeah, they were hilariously bad.
Let's see.
We have a Shin-Chan movie.
Damn. The only other thing that interests me is the Higurashi one.
Oh, you're completely ignoring the one right to the left
Oh
of it?
yeah, Saint no Nissan. The OVAs need to come out. It's that anime I talked about last time with Buddha and Jesus living in the apartment together.
And since considering this is a movie, it should be longer than the OVAs, so that'll be interesting.
Oh man, I want to see that movie. But the Higurashi one, that one interests me. I don't know if they're rebooting it or do some unused arcs that were not used in the anime. And just use those as films, or rebooting from the very beginning, which is a very odd choice for a reboot. But hey, I'm interested. I'm a fan of Higurashi, so.
And then there's Steins Gate to the far left. I'm considering watching the show because my friends are bugging me about it. Saying, just get to episode 12. That's where it finally picks up.
Final Fantasy 13 gets good after 25 hours. Okay. So that's all I got to say. Even though I've been a little negative towards this list, I actually do have a handful of stuff to watch now. This was definitely a little better than the winter catalog for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts?
I've got a couple of guarantees.
Alright, so give us your thoughts of what you're looking forward to. Leave a comment if you wish. Darkscream217 signing out.
Panzer 321. Later.
Check y'all on the flip side.